Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Mike from Mainface TCG, and today I'm hopping back in. Going to talk about some Gundam Card Game stuff, and I'm pretty excited about this. GD02 just released not too long ago. I had pre-release for that. I went 2-1, no complaints there. I just didn't really have any link units from what I pulled, so I kind of was just like, fuck it, we're just going to play a bunch of low-cost stuff and rush people down and see what happens. The one game I lost, I just lost to someone having the link unit. It's pre-release, everyone's playing with bad decks. You can't really be too upset about what you pull, and you got to make the most of it. I had a great time. Met a bunch of people from the Pittsburgh community, which was awesome. I made some new friends, and I'm pretty excited for this set as a whole and where I live in the city now. I get to finally play locals again, and that's just exciting stuff for me. Some of the stuff I want to talk about for GD02 is basically just the meta for GD02. What the best decks look like right now, what the best decks could look like later. Some of the best cards from GD02, and yeah, just all around set 2 Gundam release stuff. This is what we're talking about today. So we'll jump right into it. What I think the best decks are looking like right now. I think the first best deck in the format right now, what I think a lot of people are going to be playing, is just Wing Zero, baby. It was really good in GD01. No surprise, it's really good in GD02. They got some new low-cost blockers to help them out with the Rick Diaz. It's just a level 3, 2 cost to play, 3/3 blocker with no restriction. It can swing at any unit, and it can swing at shields, and it can swing at base. It does it all. This kind of really helps out their low end. They don't have to play those warts anymore. There's no restriction on it. And yeah, they just need to survive till they get to level 8 and drop a Wing Zero and ping the whole board for 3 damage. It's a pretty good deck. So yeah, it's pretty. I'm interested to see how it ends up shaping out later on, but for right now, I do think that that's going to be one of the strongest decks you can play. It also technically got a new heavy arms from GD02, which kind of just lets you deploy it. You look at the top card of your deck, and you get to put it on the top or the bottom. It does what the DOP does essentially, but it's actually a good body. It's a good unit to have on board. Some of the other best decks in the format obviously is going to be One Year War or Zeon Aggro. No surprise to anyone there. Just basically playing some of the best pilots and units in the game. In my opinion, Amuro and then the Star Deck Gundam is just the best pilot unit combo in the game, for multiple reasons. One is that Amuro is just one paired, and he has great stats. He's a 2/1 pilot, and when paired, you just rest something. That is great. It gets around blockers. It lets you clear board. Very versatile. And then Star Deck Gundam, when paired, all your units get AP +1. No restriction, just everything AP +1, and it has repair 2 on itself. So rest something with Amuro, swing into it, repair 2. Rest a blocker, swing into it, repair 2. Rest blocker, go for shield. Rest blocker, go for life. Does not matter. Just really insane. I think that that's not going to change for quite some time. I think it's just the best in the game right now. No getting around it. And then of course you got the Char Aznable, and he just gives high maneuver, so he gets around those blocker decks. Just super in your face, punch you in the face, kill you before you even get to a Wing Zero usually, or get to your freedoms. It's a super strong deck. It's one of those decks where you ignore everything that is happening on the board. You are tunnel visioned on going for shields. If you aren't making many trades, you're making your opponent make the trades for you. You're kind of just there to keep slamming bodies, and hopefully you win. It got some help too this set with the new search option for it. Whether you play it is up to you. I mean, that's your choice. I think the deck is just kind of good as is. It's like, right, like not much has changed. You could probably take the entire GD01 deck and just play it into this meta, and I don't think you would even have an issue or notice anything wrong with it. Some other decks, obviously, just like the Unicorn blockers, Freedom blockers, like those are still good decks. That's not going to change. Blockers are just really strong in this game, especially with the limited access that colors have to them. So, hey, I get it. Other strong decks right now, Barbatos Ping. Barbatos got a lot of support in GD02. The Guxian Rebake, crazy card. It's a blocker. It has deploy. Choose one of your units, one of your enemy units, deal 1 damage to them. So in a blue shell like that, where you can play gun tanks, you can play the Anxias, it goes hard, especially with the Mikazuki, who just, you get to choose one of your units and deal 1 damage to it. Choose an enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. Again, you get to play the Gundam, you get to play the Amuro. Just a strong deck. You also get Fatal Strike, which hadn't started Echo 5. That card's just crazy, just body from the board essentially. Doesn't really get much better than that. Some of the other decks that are really good in the meta, obviously, is Blue Red Ping. I think that's, even though it's always been a top deck, I feel like it's always been a less played deck. I just don't think maybe Kshatriya is as popular as some of the other units that we have right now, so people just don't play because they don't like it as much. To me, Kshatriya is fucking awesome mobile suit, so I've got no qualms there. I love mobile suit, so I love playing it. He got some help. There's kind of a couple different ways you can play it. You now play the Psycho Gundam in it. Psycho Gundam is nuts. For those of you who don't know what the Psycho Gundam is, I will pull up right now. Give me 1 sec. Oh yeah, Psycho Gundam. So what this does has breach 3 on it. Sorry, and when one of your Titans units destroys an enemy shield area card with damage, this unit recovers 2 HP. Pretty good. Pretty good. So, and it's during pair is Cyber Nude type. So obviously the Cyber Nude type deck loves that. And then for the Qubeley, for those who don't know what that does, the Qubeley is actually really strong, and it kind of can take the deck and red decks in a couple different directions, in my opinion. So the Qubeley is a level 7 5 cost, right? And when linked, this unit gains suppression. During pair, Neo Zeon Pilot, attack, choose 1 damaged enemy unit, deal 2 damage to it. So get to blow stuff off the board. And also, like I was saying before, it kind of gives the deck a different direction it can go and play higher stuff now. But you can also just play Big Red, which Big Red, you can just slam Sinanjus, said that weird. Qubeley, Kshatriya, all of the good Cyber Nude type stuff in the deck, start blowing stuff off the board. I think the problem with the Big Red decks is it's hard to live that long sometimes. And when you do live that long in the meta, sometimes you get punished for it by other decks like Wing. Qubeley can get around it though, finally, because now you have a top end for the deck that is level 5. I mean, Kshatriya was a level 5 unit, so it got punished hard by a Wing 0 coming down and just dealing the whole board 3 damage. So that's kind of nice now, though, that you have a way around it with a Qubeley who's a level 7. Other than that, let's see. I think those are probably the main best decks in the format. Not much has really changed from GD01. Some decks to look out for that could be really good. Not, depending. This is very early on in the set, right? The set came out last week when I'm recording this. I think there's something there for Epion blockers. Okay, blue-white, just a good color combination. Do a lot with that. I think that there's something there for Zeta, for AU decks in general. Academy, there's definitely the new aerial rebuild we got, which is a level 7 5 cost that has high maneuver on the body, and then it can also get itself blocker if you have 4 more commands in trash. There's something there. I think that there's definitely shells. I think that the other decks like Age, a little half-baked right now. I don't know if it's all the way there. Gundam X or Vulture decks, or just Reanimator in general, however you want to call that shell. That's the deck I've been playing. I think it's also a little half-baked. It doesn't really feel like it has a good payoff for getting all your cards in the trash yet. The cards you have to reanimate aren't that great. The options you have. The commands to reanimate, Awakened Power, is not that good. You have to pay 2. Then you still have to pay the cost of the unit that you're reanimating. Not a big fan of it. I wish there was something else going on with it. I don't know what else they could have done or what they can do in the future, but it's just not all the way there yet, in my opinion. However, I have been finding some success with Gundam X. And what I've done is pretty much when I was experimenting and trying to build this deck, I was playing purple white. I was like, this makes the most sense. I can play Overflowing Affection. I can draw. I can trash. I can play blockers early. I'm going to get all my cards in the trash. I'm going to do all this stuff. And I'm going to get to a Gundam X. Well, after playtesting, I realized, hey, having cards in the trash doesn't really do a whole lot. Like, it doesn't really mean a whole lot for me right now. Turboing to get 20 cards in trash doesn't do shit for me. Dude, not that good. I'm just cycling cards that I want, honestly. So I said, okay, well, let's look at what I can choose as the secondary. And naturally, I was like, blue just makes the most sense. You get Gundam, Amuro, Show of Resolve. You can be really aggressive early on with the level 2 1 costs. Be aggressive early with the level 2 2s. Like there's just a lot you can do there if you just go blue base, and that's what I did. And I'm going to be taking it to my locals tomorrow, and I'll make a video about it. I'll make a deck list. You know, maybe I can make a series like, how do I make Gundam X good? we'll see from there. I think that there's something there. I think there's potential there. I think suppression is just really strong in general. I think that the fact that the Gundam X boosts up the rest of the Vulture units, like there is a shell there, and I just have to find out how to make it the best way. I just want some more support for it. I don't know if we're gonna, because it's not a very popular series, unfortunately, but like Double X would be a great card to add in there. Some more reanimation options, something. There's things there. Honestly, the Gundam Airmaster that's a blocker is really good. There are cards in that deck that are solid. I just need to find the right shell, the right list, whatever it may be. But yeah, let me know what you guys have been playing. Let me know what you guys think the best decks in the game are. Let me know what your favorite deck in the game is right now. Let me know what you want to see from this channel. I'm still building this out. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with this part on the main phase TCG that I have with Varney, right? Like, where do I take this? Where do I go from here? You guys let me know what you want to see. I'm all ears for it. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of the day.